So while the rest of us were going to midnight openings of various retailers or standing online for hours on end to try in hope to get the Switch 2, my son just walked into our local Walmart at 8 o'clock, asked for one, bought it, and came home. But thanks to his effort, we have a Switch 2 to unbox. Let's get into it.
Now everybody scream enough respect to the X. Enough respect given.
So here we have the Switch 2 Mariokart World edition. Like I said, we were very fortunate to get this guy. I was one of those people trying to get it at the midnight launch, and I was unable to go. So again, thanks to my son for just walking into Walmart and bringing one home. So let's take a quick look around the box. You see Nintendo Switch 2, we got the Joy-Cons there. I'm sure we've all seen this image many times before, at least those of us who are interested in this device. We have an image of the Switch 2, the monitor end of the back, and being that this is the Mariokart World bundle, it lets you know with Mario in his cart at the bottom. Of course, it's not a physical game you get like in the good old days. It's a full game download, so Wi-Fi will be required. Here you have all of the stuff that we probably will not read. What's in the box: cords, cables, accessories, barcode for the device for authentication. We have just a picture of the Switch 2 and how it could possibly be used in tabletop mode. Nintendo, they got put their name on things, so that's all on that side. And then on the other side, the Switch 2, how it could be used in handheld mode. So you know, if you even if you don't know what a Switch is, you know that this device can be used port in hand or on a table. You know this device is portable or can be used in a stationary situation. And on the back, they show you that it can be docked. So you have every possible way you can use this device shown on the box. So again, if you don't know, now you know. Looking inside the box, we have our Joy-Cons. Boom. One side, two side. Now, I don't think it matters which is first or second. Very much like the original Switch, you have two. This one is in red, this one is in blue. We'll go over the Joy-Cons themselves in a bit. And then we have the device itself in the plastic. We'll do that soon as well. Beyond that, we have the wrist mounts, the power brick, and of course, what makes the Switch so interesting, we have the dock. Of course, there's paperwork to go with everything. We won't be looking at any of that, but here it is. This is all that the Switch comes with. It comes everything that it needs to come with. No more, no less. Let's look at the Switch itself. Boom. I have to say, it feels a little bit more thick than the original Switch. I thought it might be thinner. We'll have a side-by-side comparison later on in the video to validate that claim, but just from my first initial holding of the device, it's a beefier Switch. We have where the Joy-Cons go, we know it's a magnetic attachment on both sides, one blue, one orange. We have the Nintendo Switch name on the back. You have a kickstand, so you can stand this guy up for the aforementioned tabletop mode. You can put the kickstand in any, or just about any angle you like. So that's actually pretty cool compared to the first ones. Okay, on the top, we have the power button, volume up and down, what I assume is a mic. We have vents along the top to release the heat. USB-C, so I guess you can attach, I know, a charger to it, a headphone jack, and then we have the card slot for games right here. We already went over the sides. On the bottom, we have another USB-C. You can charge from top or bottom, depending on what you are doing. Speakers. And that's pretty much it. That is the entire Switch 2 in a nutshell. Now let's look at the new Joy-Cons. We have the left side. The thumbsticks feel really good. They have a nice little click to them. It's still reminiscent of the old Switch, so I hope they don't get or suffer from stick drift. We have our buttons here, up, down, left, right. I think this is the shear button. There's a little camera button here. We have the bumpers and the trigger, and this is how you would release it from the Switch itself. Then we have, for when you're playing this as a standalone controller by itself, the SR and SL buttons. So you can play it like this, and those become your triggers if you so choose. Here on the other side, on the right side, pretty much the same thing, but as you can see, the thumbstick is in the middle as opposed to the top. We do have a home button on this one. We have the camera button, which is new to Switch, and instead of up, down, left, right, we have Y, X, A, B. So, and we have a little plus sign here. On this one, we have the minus. So I guess that's how you tell which one is which. Of course, on the back, the same thing. We have the bumper here, or bumper here, trigger here. And then when you use it this way, you have your triggers right on the top, and you would play like this. Not the most comfortable way to play, but more than doable. We used to do this with the original Switch all of the time. Now, they say these are magnetic and they should just kind of snap in. So let me try it like this. One. You know what? It's not even at the right angle. Let's put up the kickstand just a bit and see just how magnetic these things are. 1 and 2. And just like that, you have the handheld mode of the Switch. I gotta say, it feels sturdy. Very sturdy. I don't feel like these magnetic clamps are going to release the tablet anytime soon. I know there was that little piece that came out of the Switch. I guess that kind of helps hold in the controllers. But overall, a very solid design, a very solid feeling device. Especially when you compare to the original Switch and the Switch OLED. With those ones, I often felt like the controllers could fall off on their own, and they actually had. So I think this is a much better design, having the magnets kind of hold the controller to the tablet, so you don't have any accidental drops or anything like that. But overall, this is it. This is the Nintendo Switch 2. Here we have the wrist strap for the new Joy-Cons. So let's, while here, I see exactly how we release the Joy-Cons from the Switch and try on the strap. Press this, and it literally pushes the controller off of the console. You can see it here with this little bump. It's just very simple, no magic. Push down, pushes off, and it pops right off. Now, when you want to use the wrist strap, I'm trying to see how exactly this thing goes on. There's a plus there. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. I kind of forgot about that. It pops right on just like that. Then you would hold it in on your wrist just like that, so it's not going anywhere. It does make the buttons more flush with the Joy-Con, but also note these two pads here. This allows for the Switch 2 for the mouse mode that the Switch 2 now has. It allows the whole Joy-Con to easily slide along most smooth surfaces. They say you can even use it on your pants, your dress, your jeans. You don't actually need a mouse pad like this. It's very sensitive when trying to sense the movement of the Joy-Con. So not only does this protect the Joy-Con from falling out of your wrist, it also doubles as the transformation device to change this to a mouse. Checking out the software on the Switch 2, put that back on. It is very similar to the Nintendo Switch and the Switch OLED. Personally, maybe at the bottom here there are some new images that I'm not too familiar with, but overall the overall interface is pretty much the same through and through. I guess the colors pop a little more, especially this ring around your chosen title. Oh, that's nice. These things are still downloading, as you can see here, so I can't really get into any of them yet. Like I said, this Switch 2 does belong to my son. But we can just do a quick go over. Here we have Switch Online, Game Chat, News, Shop, Albums. I guess that's where the pictures you take within game show up here. Game Share. I think that's when you can share the game you're playing with other people with a Switch or Switch 2. That option is available in some titles. I don't know them offhand, but that looks like where you go to do it. Then we have the controls, virtual game cards. So much controversy over those settings, and sleep mode. So pretty straightforward on the bottom menu, and up top here we have all of my son's gaming friends. Who knows what they're playing? Actually, this one here, the link, that's actually me, but you know, just saying. But yeah, that is it. Now, the Switch 2 is only as good as the sum of its parts. And one of the main parts of the Switch is the dock. It's the dock that made the original Switch console so different from what was out on the market. The dock allowed the Switch to plug in. Let's do it. And once docked, become a tabletop console. And it made for a really great at-home console experience. Then when you were done, you could just reconnect your Joy-Cons and pull out the entire thing and take it with you, and it would automatically switch from a TV mode to a mobile mode, and you were good to go. The Switch 2 keeps that same tech magic, but with a much nicer dock. It's larger than the original dock, as is the Switch 2. Now let's take a look at what the dock actually has. So we have the Switch 2, you know, the Joy-Cons, the 2 Nintendo Switch. It's nice and wide. The Switch slides right in there. The inside of the dock seems to be a very smooth surface. I guess not to scratch the screen itself. We see down there the connector pin that allows it to transfer the video to your television. We also have vents, heating vents. So not only does the Switch have the vents itself at the top, the dock has more vents, because once it's plugged, the fact that it makes for, or it increases the gaming performance of the Switch, it does generate more heat. Inside the Switch, we have, or the dock, we have an Ethernet, HDMI, and USB-C. So you plug it in there, it runs out. You hook this up to your TV, and you get your wired internet connection there. The dock itself, completely new design, much more helpful when it comes to keeping your system cool when playing in dock mode. And yeah, very nice on Nintendo's part. Just taking a quick glimpse at the gameplay here. This is a really nice screen, and when you compare it to the other Nintendo Switch consoles, you see how much better this screen here is. This thing looks great. This is a quick test run here. Wow. You can see the detail. Totally forgot how to play this game. I have no idea how to get up. Oh, can't take your hand off of the gas. I was doing so well. Oh, you can actually control the bullet bill now. That's cool. And it seems to last longer too. Not what I thought that was. I do like the way the wheel kinda, oh, that's a jump, okay. When you do your drift, the wheel kinda goes off balance just a bit. That looked good. Somehow I'm in first. I'm not sure when that happened. Of course, and the blue shell. I don't know if that was a racer or what. Why am I a Goomba? I don't know. And there you have it. My first race on Switch 2 in Mariokart World, and I gained first place. So far, the Switch 2 is turning out to be a pretty good handheld console. With that said, my name is Angie, the Neon X, and enjoying the Switch 2. This is what I'm into.